GSL Code A the last round. To the top of the map of Antigua Shipyard, we have in red the player for FXO. Once again, he's down a game already. He is very, very...
FXO Sirius.
He is going for a Sirius 10 Overlord again. No pool. No pool, no funny business.
His opponent, on the other hand, not starting with an early pool here. No, he's playing it straight up, starting to the bottom, cross-positioned. We have the Assassin. We have...
MVP Sniper.
Oh, Krillin, I've noticed something about hair, actually. From birth, you know, you start out with just a little bit of hair, or none at all.
I'm not quite sure if I like where this is going, but yeah, continue.
And it grows, right? But then as you approach death, your hair retreats back into the head, essentially, as it falls out, and you find yourself back where you started.
If you overdo it, I'm going to drug you and shave your head.
No, does that mean that hair is cyclical? Does hair have a cycle? Does hair begin where hair ends?
What? You think about this stuff way too much, dude.
I'm just wondering, you know, it's something I've noticed. I've come to observe this. That older people have less hair. Oftentimes they try to cover this fact up with a wig, a toupee. You know, they dye their hair color to make it seem like they're not as old.
Yeah, even politicians. Do you know Gerhard Schröder?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, you actually do?
Yeah. I actually, just because of my name, like, it's really similar, and yeah.
Yeah, he was the chancellor in Germany, and at some point he dyed his hair, and there was this big drama in German politics where everybody just facepalmed in Germany, like, is this really all the problems that we have?
Well, listen, nobody dyed their hair more than Monica Kaufman from Channel 2 Action News back where I'm from in Atlanta. Okay. If anyone out there knows Monica Kaufman's watching, listen, just leave the hair alone. You don't have to have a different style every week. You can just leave it alone. Now, what we have right now is two identical builders, essentially. Both players mining their gas at the exact same rate. They both went for their fast hatcheries, getting the queens.
You can see that this is literally a mirror match now. On the production tab and also on the income tab, everything is just exactly the same. We have a pretty laid-back game. Both of them just heading into this macro game. And we're going to find out what they're going to brew. Most likely we have spawning, sorry, not spawning pools, but baneling nests very soon. Just as a precaution, I don't think we're going to see too much aggression here, but this is definitely heading into a late game scenario. The speed is a little bit faster for Sniper, but of course Sirius is starting his own upgrade for the Zergling. It's just like a second later.
It looks like Sniper has pulled none out, whereas Sirius has pulled 2 out of gas back at home. In fact, now just mining with 1 harvester in his extractor, so this is where the builds are going to vary, and as such, Sniper will put his baneling nest down much faster, as noted here.
The baneling nest is already being built, as mentioned by Draco, and now the question remains if Sniper is going to be a little bit aggressive with this, or if he just tries to get like 2 or 3 banelings to be a little bit defensive, make sure that he's not attacked by a huge amount of Zerglings. Even the harvester counts, they are still the same, so yeah. There comes for Sirius the first spine crawler. He will try to play this a little bit defensive as well, but of course he needs his own baneling nest. That's what he's doing right now. We'll be able to build a few defensive banelings just in case, before he heads into Roaches and his tech tool.
This is pretty cool. I really like this style. Sniper will come in here and try to scout. He's not going to be able to see anything that's really much different from what he has back at home. He'll see the baneling nest slightly later, but that's not going to make him go, well, I guess I can attack him now. He knows that he wouldn't be able to get across the map in time. At this point, he's actually making a defensive spine crawler of his own, and Sirius canceled his, as far as I can tell. Pretty cool.
Yeah, he realized there's no attack heading his way. Of course, what you always have in a Zerg versus Zerg is just this overlord detection all over the map, because there's no anti-air. This makes this matchup a little bit special. And Sirius is actually the one who just suddenly starts to be aggressive. He wants to go in. Sniper is throwing down 2 spike crawlers.
Yeah, and he actually sees us with the overlord, as you were mentioning before. 3 for 1 there. Pretty okay trade. I wouldn't say it's good or bad, really.
And the main base, the 2 Zerglings are going to die. And now Sirius has a bit of a problem. Yes, he has a lot of units that he's building, but there are 2 Spine Crawlers with good micro and the Queens as well. He can take down the banelings of his opponent, and with the high ground advantage, with the vision that he has, it's going to be pretty easy to take out Zerglings like this. Really well done. Wow, that was a nice chase to look at how these banelings go down.
Yeah, he also wastes all those banelings not only on Queens but Spines as well. One Bane hits 3 drones, targets one of them down. Will he get the second one? Not quite.
1 worker kill. That's all that he was able to accomplish. Really well defended by Sniper. And now, of course, the big difference is that we have a finished lair tech and already the Roach Warren coming up.
Yeah, he's even getting +1 now as well with that Evolution Chamber used as a blocker. And he's just all over the place. He says no to these banelings, just like he was taught in high school. And he's going to be able to stop the continuous attacks. A nice targeting there by Sirius, making sure the baneling at least hit the Spine Crawlers. But those concurrent ones, those last 2 that came through, we just were not able to do it.
This was like the perfect defense. He was able to he didn't take any damage at all. It was really brilliant. Of course, he had a bit of a vision advantage here with the high ground, and the Zerglings ran right into the trap. But now we have Sniper in this lead in his economy, which is just awesome, and give him this window and this edge over his opponent. Even the 3rd base is something that he can take uncontested. It didn't get scouted, right? Those Zerglings? There was an Overlord, but I don't think that the Overlord actually spotted. No, yeah, he has no idea.
So you barely missed that one. Roach speed is about 1/4 of the way done. He's, you know, in that regard, about 25% ahead of his opponent. 50% ahead in the Roach +1 attack upgrade timing. So I don't think Sniper's going to try to be aggressive and use the fact that he's going to have these 2 upgrades that make his Roaches much more powerful. But instead, having these is going to make it a lot easier to hold his 3rd base, which he does have up earlier. And Sirius, if he doesn't do something soon, man, he may find himself a prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah. It's certainly not looking good for Sirius now. The 3rd base is completed for Sniper. He is a little bit behind in overall supply, but he has the +1 attack upgrade much faster. His speed for the Roaches is nearly done. He sees with his links that there is a drone that Sirius is about to take his own expansion, but now the Roaches are in position. He has just all the cards in his hand. He can just play it. Every chess piece is in position. From this point on, Sniper will have a pretty good time on this map if Sirius can't win an engagement or finds an opening where he can start to damage the economy.
Notice that Sirius actually had to make a ton of Roaches. He saw what was going on with the attack coming. He was like, well, I need this 3rd base really bad. So he made a bunch of units, and he's now 48 drones to 59. And now he's going to have his 3rd base, but like I said before, Sniper has no plans of using the Roach speed and the +1 to attack his opponent. He's just going to have it while he takes his 3rd. He has that for so much longer.
And he has no Hydralisk, so he has this perfect composition. They're both not going for the Infestation Pit yet. But with Roach Hydra against pure Roach, he is in a great spot here. The DPS of the Hydralisk is just insane, and he has nearly completed the range upgrade. He will have +2, of course, a lot faster than Sirius, who's, by the way, the supply block because of the Overlord hunting that the Sniper just started.
Yeah.
But yeah, just looking at the supply, I mean, of course, Sirius is a little bit ahead, but it's just a composition.
It's a composition. His upgrade did finish. He's obviously a little bit behind in +2. These Hydras are not going to be too useful without a bunch of Roaches to support them. He does have those Spines. He doesn't have Infestors, though, so he's going to have to really position these units well to get the most out of those Hydras, because otherwise, they're not actually very good at tanking hits. They're only good at dealing the damage at the behind.
The thing is, though, that we have now Sniper building only army units. And his army supply is already ahead. Now he's at 88 to 78. He's 10 army supply ahead. And this is just too much for Sirius to deal with, I feel. It's a little bit crazy because, yes, we have him with a better economy, but now he also has the better army. The 3rd base for Sirius is now done. But at some point, Sniper will just decide that it's time to move out, and Sirius has to take the fight, I feel.
Yeah, there's not going to be much he can do, otherwise he's going to find himself cornered. He's committed so much to this Roach pressure and hasn't really been able to commit to it or gain anything from it. Sniper's had this economy up for so much faster. He's ahead with his upgrades. His +2 is about to finish right now. And he could even take a 4th base. All he has to do is push the Roaches off the center where they're all hanging out. Sirius just has this group of Roaches with a few supporting units in there, but all he has to do is push those away and take another hatchery.
Yeah, Sniper is not going to move out before he has the first Infestors in the game, I feel. He now completed his Infestation Pit, so he can get Pathogen Glands. He doesn't have to. He could attack with the composition that he currently has.
It's starting to look like he may want to do that because he made a bunch more units right now without the Infestors.
You know, I like this, that he's not too timid about it. A lot of Zerg players would just wait until they have the Infestors to back this army up. But he is moving out, he knows about his advantage. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he's got +2 here, he's got the Hydras. All the Roaches of Sirius that get bunched up are not going to be able to fight in the back. He may try to go up this ramp and then go for a counterattack with the second group of Roaches. That could be pretty effective. He needs to get up the ramp, though, if he wants to have a concave. And so far, so good. He actually may be able to use his counterattack to actually pull Sniper away.
That's exactly the reason why Sniper moves back. He sees the Roaches and he realizes, uh-oh, I'm way out of position. And now suddenly on creep, Sirius gets an advantage with speed, is moving in, but this is going to be trapped.
Now the Hydra at the back here not be able to do too much damage. Sirius is going in with a huge group of Roaches at the third base, which distracts him from the Roaches in the main base. In fact, there's a huge group in there.
There's a decent group in there indeed, but Sniper does quite an okay job with splitting his units and trying to defend against this. He needs to be careful in the main base though. This is one slight mistake that he made, but the rest of the Roaches of Sirius are just hightailing it out of there.
And so far, 5 additional, now 7 additional workers going down by Sirius, but will it be enough? I'm dreading to think of how this battle is going to go when the Hydras start to do that extra damage from behind.
The army supply is dead even now. But yeah, we have a situation where Sniper can decide to attack. The Roaches in the main base have been burrowed by Sirius. That was well done.
Yeah, he's just making them a little bit more annoying, just a little bit longer here, hurting the mining in the main base.
I'm a little bit surprised that he's only reinforced with Hydralisk and is not even bothering building Infestors or getting the Pathogen Glance upgrade.
Yeah, the Pathogen Glance upgrade did finish now for Sniper, but he hasn't made a single Infestor. And this, it puts him in a funny situation, but he's able to just fight with attacking units only here, and then once he trades, maybe he'll start those Infestors. Both players on even upgrades right now, but the Hydras do so much extra damage. Just look at Sirius' supply plummet.
Yeah, he is losing way too much here. He has only Roaches, and the splits of Sniper are really good. So at this point, he's taking a huge supply lead. He is pushing Sirius back. He's taking a macro hatch in his main base, and I feel that Sirius is just out of option.
You know, I read in the Daily Prophet, in fact, that if you engage Hydras off creep without Colossi, you are sure to lose. And so far, it's looking like that's true, man. I haven't seen Hydras die to, you know, any other unit besides siege tanks and Colossi when they're on creep, man. They're pretty strong otherwise.
I mean, guys, Jacob just predicted it, and I completely agree. If Sirius doesn't find his magic wand fast, he's going to lose this game. He needs a little bit of a miracle here. If not for another magic trick, Sniper is going to take this 2-0. Even drones are now heading over to the third, but the third's not going to survive, and so is Sirius.
GG.
Game over. A quick 2-0 for Sniper, who is back in Codes. Congratulations to the MVP Zerg.
Yeah, really nicely done. Pretty much a 2-0 shutdown there to stop any aggression that Sniper, or rather that Sirius put on Sniper. Looking like the better player here. Sirius will have to go to Azkaban, and he will face a big challenge breaking out of there to get into Code S.
Sirius actually looks a little bit like he was just hit by the train.
He really does.
Well, it was really straightforward. A straightforward series in this best of 3. That was the first one of the day, of course. Our next game is going to be a Protoss versus Protoss. We have Shai, who did really well so far in Code A. And on the other hand, we have one of the strongest Protoss players that are currently living in Korea. He is a champion. It is Seed. So Seed now in Code A, which is in itself a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
And, well, he might actually find himself in the up and downs. If Shai is going to win this next series, then he will advance, Shai that is, to Code S, and Seed will have to go through the ordeal that is the up and downs. So we are back. We will be back in
and don't forget,
break.
Go on Twitter at ProxyWolf and at Caldor and check out those tweets. Retweet if you agree.
Exactly. Draco Malfoy, may I introduce?
And Krillin, of course, from DBZ here.
And we still need a few suggestions what actually happens if, if Wolf loses, Draco, my bad, or if I'm getting the short end of the stick here. I'm actually not quite sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see what you guys tweet at us. So do that during this 5-minute break. We'll see you when it's done.